Hi, I'm Becca from Radiant Beans. I am a crochet teacher and designer in the Pacific Northwest. Today I'd like to just talk about what I've been working on the last 2 weeks. I have been crocheting, I have been knitting, and I've been reading books and listening to audiobooks. So I kind of just want to talk about all of the things I've been working on and share my project progress with you all. And I really want to talk about some of the books that I've been reading. So let's begin. I think I'm going to kind of go like back and forth between books and crochet and knit projects just because I think that sounds fun. The first thing that I'm going to talk about is the book that I recently finished. This is called Love Me, Stalk Me by Laura Bishop. I did talk about this a little bit in my last episode where I was talking about my different yarn projects and books, but I finished this book. This book was intriguing to me. If you didn't watch the previous video, you know that, or you don't know that my friend and I went to a bookstore and we just asked the clerk for a book recommendation that had to do with mysteries and romance. And she's like, okay. And this is the book that we chose. I have a little bit of feelings about this because it does have AI in it and I don't like AI. And so I think I almost started with like a little negative feel about the AI part of it because it's not something that I support. But with that being said, this person is, the main character starts a AI boyfriend. She goes on there and she's like, I'm gonna have an AI boyfriend and he's gonna give me everything I want. But it turns out that the person she's talking to, who is supposed to be like just some AI person, is actually somebody who she works with. And so it just kind of goes into their relationship and they do end up getting close. I don't want to give too many details, but it was a very spicy book. The spice was almost constant, like it was like always there. It was very fun to read, but I do feel like it was almost a little too repetitive. Would I recommend this book? Sure. I feel like if you are willing to like set your like realistic expectations aside and just like live in this like fantasy world of the main character, go for it. It is fun and I enjoyed it. While I was reading it, I was like totally sucked in, but I also did talk trash about it to my husband when I was done with most of my reading each night. I was like, and guess what happened next? And guess what this lady did? It was a fun book to read. So I do recommend it. I think it was a fun thing to read. Will I read it again? I don't think so, but I'm also just not really the kind of person who rereads books. So that's that. So shortly after I finished that book, I made a hat for one of my kids. He asked for a red hat. So we went to the store and we found this yarn. It's by Kelbourne oh my gosh, I cannot speak. It's by Kelbourne Woolens. It's their Keystone yarn, and this is the color Poppy. I love how bright it is. And this hat pattern that I used was a free pattern, and honestly, I should have looked up to see what it was called. I don't even know. I'll try to remember to put it in the description, but it's a crocheted hat. It's made with yarn over slip stitches and short rows for the shaping. And I love the design that they made on the top of the hat. It looks so cool and it's like super stretchy. The way that the pattern is written is says that it's made to fit most like young, like I guess kids to adults, which I totally think that it could probably fit the majority of people, and you can adjust the rim. You can have it have a rim or not. But I think it's a really cool hat. I really like the way that it looks. And I have already started thinking about making another one for myself. So that is one of the projects that I worked on. And I think I made this I don't know, I probably did it in 2 or 3 days. I can't remember the time frame, but it worked up pretty quickly. If you're newer to yarn over slip stitches, it can be a little bit just kind of getting used to that motion when you first begin. But once you get the hang of it, it goes pretty fast, and the pattern was great. It was so simple and easy. So I really like it. This week, I also started listening to a book called Bright I Burn, and I don't remember the author's name. This is a book that I don't even know who it was, but somebody posted it on their stories on Instagram and was like, this book was so good, I loved listening to it. And so I just added it to my queue, and it finally came available. So I started listening to it this week, and it takes place in the late 1200s in Ireland. So the narrator has an accent which kind of just like draws you into the book more. I am so into this book. I'm like, at first was kind of like, I'm not sure if I'm going to like it, but the more that I listened to it, the more that I liked it. But it basically just talks about this lady and her experience living in that time period. You know, it's back in the day. She does work, but she has to find a husband to so she can have babies, so that she can pass her business off to her children when she's old. It's very interesting, and I think parts of it that I find interesting and intriguing are thoughts around like being pregnant and having babies, because obviously back then it was more dangerous and more risky. And then also getting married and having kids and dealing with like abusive husbands and stuff like that. And you're just kind of like stuck in it. There's talk about like husbands dying and what you do in those situations. It's a good book. I'm into it. I think I only have maybe an hour left to listen to it, so I'll probably finish that today. So that will be fun. Basically, I've just been listening to it when I'm doing chores around the house this week. So it's been fun, and I think it's a short book. I think that it's like a 6-hour listen. So it's gone by really fast, but I've liked it. So that was called Bright I Burn, and I can't remember the author's name, I'm sorry, but it's a good one. I worked a very small bit on my design that I'm working on. This is what I started it again on a different color. I can't remember if I shared this color with you all last week, but I'm loving this color so much. Every time I pick this project up, I'm like, dang, it's pretty. Man, it's pretty. This color, I can't remember the name of the color, but the yarn is from Ocean Knits. Her yarn is amazing. It's so soft, and this is their cashmere blend, which I think this might be my first time using cashmere and a wool blend. I've used cashmere by itself, but never like a wool blend. It's so soft. I wish you could touch it. It's amazing. But yeah, I had to put that on hold because I had more important things to do. So there's not much progress done on it, but I still am very much excited about it and do have that pattern at least started. I've started to write it out, so that feels exciting. And then another thing, I did a beginning crochet class last week at a local yarn shop, and that was really fun. I got really good feedback from that class, and there were like 3 people afterwards that are like, what's the next step? What's the next class that we take? So that felt good. And yesterday afternoon, I did an online class for these cute little tapestry crochet flowers. I did this class through the Stitchwell Social Club, which was really fun. It was a mini workshop, which I've never done before, and I liked that. I liked the way that it worked. Basically, we had just an hour of online talking, and I just talked about the different techniques that I use for color changing yarn and how you can get a reversible piece by carrying your yarn with you instead of changing colors every time, or like instead of fastening off your colors every time you change colors. So it was great. I got some good feedback about that as well. And it kind of makes me feel like maybe I'll do more online classes in the future. Maybe. But I liked it. It was cool. And it was kind of nice because the host was on there with me. And so she could ask questions. She would like take questions if they were in the chat and stuff like that. So that was really helpful for me because I didn't have to keep an eye on what people were asking and stuff. She was like, oh, there's a question. But yeah, that was really fun. I liked doing it. And what else? I'm going to talk about the next book that I'm reading. So this book, again, my friend and I went to the bookstore just to see, like, we didn't really know exactly what we wanted, but just wanted to see like what we were drawn to. And we both were drawn to this book. It's called The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. Oh my gosh. This is a book that I picked up and instantly was invested. I'm invested in what happens. It is a story about a summer camp, and kids go to the summer camp. They're teenagers. I think it's ages maybe like 12 through 14, but teenage summer camp. There's different ages, I think, in the summer camp as well, but the story mostly follows the 12 and 13-year-olds. But one of the kids goes missing, and it happens almost instantly, so I'm not giving anything away. And now it's just kind of following the counselor and another camper and just trying to figure out like what the heck happened to this girl and where did she go. It's so good. I wish that I could drop everything and just read this book because I'm enjoying it so much, and I haven't felt that way, especially about a physical book, in a while. So highly recommend this so far, and I'm only on page 123. But like I said, it instantly like drew me in, and I was like, what's gonna happen? What's happening here? So it's so good. I'm totally gonna read this today. I've gotta make time to read today. So there's that. And then while we were also at the bookstore, we both saw this one, and it's called The Book for Troublesome Women by Marie Bostwick. This is a great one. It takes place in the 1960s, and basically it's about obviously just read the back. I haven't started this one, but it's about a housewife who ends up meeting a new neighbor who is a feminist and starts kind of like learning different ways that she could be living. Like she doesn't have to just cater to her husband. So I'm looking forward to reading this because I love books like this where you get a little glimpse into what it was like to live in the housewife era. Because yeah, I find it fascinating. I think it's intriguing. So I can't wait to start this, but I'm not going to start this until I am done with the God of the Woods book. Now, for a quick second, we're going to pause on the crochet things and stuff. I finished my knit Doppio sweater. It is currently laid out in my living room, drying by the fire because I blocked it. I finished the sleeves and everything. They're still attached to the needles because I wanted to make sure that I really liked the length of the sleeves before I actually bind off. Because in the past, I have had bad luck trusting the blocking process and it will end up being too small. So I did not bind off yet. My sleeves are still attached to yarn, and I'm just hopeful that when it dries tonight or tomorrow morning, I'll put it on and it's going to be perfect because the rest of the sweater fits amazing. But the sleeves were a little bit long. I've got longer arms than I guess most people. So I added extra length, and then we'll just kind of see what happens. But I'm really excited because this is a project I started, it'll be a year ago next week. So yeah, it's going to feel really good to just be able to put that on and actually wear it. Yes. So that's that. And then also I've been working on the mystery crochet along for the Rose City yarn crawl, and I'm going to share that next. If you don't want to see it, if you are also working on this too and you don't want spoilers, please skip this part. I am going to show you the part that is all the way up to clue number 3. So if you are unfamiliar about what the heck I'm talking about, the Rose City Yarn Crawl does a mystery crochet along and knit along each year, and you don't know what you're making. Like, it'll tell you how much yarn you need, what size yarn, what size hook, all that stuff, but you have no idea what you're actually creating. I know that this is for a neck. It's a neck or shawl. Like, it's for your neck or your shoulders. But that's all we know. So we're just following the pattern and making this thing, and we don't know what it's going to end up looking like. So let me show you my progress. This is how it looks so far. So I'm done with clue 3 at this moment, but it looks so cool. There's lots of drop crochet stitches. I'm not sure if you can see this because the way the sun just all of a sudden decided to pop up. But drop crochet stitches, I love the way that it's looking, and I am obsessed with my colors. At this point, I feel like this is supposed to represent either a feather or wings. The theme of this year is mythical creatures. So I don't know, we'll see. I got the 4th clue yesterday, and I plan on working on that today at some point. But I'm just obsessed with my colors. It's Malabrigo, and so is this lighter bluish color. And then I have the green that I just started a little bit, and that is from Little Wing Fibers. But I'm loving this. It's been a really fun project because it's like so unique in the way that it's shaped, and I'm like constantly like, well, what's it gonna look like? What's it gonna be? At this point, I feel like we're just gonna kind of keep continuing that same pattern, but I'm really curious to see how the project ends and what the other end of it looks like. Like, it's obviously some sort of scarf or wrap or whatever, but I really like the way that it looks. I think that's kind of all that I've been working on and reading at this moment. For the rest of the week, I'm planning on doing a tutorial for drop crochet stitches because I think that that's a fun one, and I'm going to also do a YouTube tutorial for the yarn over slip stitches that were used in this hat. And I have a secret project that I'm going to start as well, and I can't share details about that at all at the moment, but I'm looking forward to it. I have a lot of things to do, and I feel like things are just like rolling. I'm getting busier and busier in the best possible way. I have a shipment from Bad Sheep Yarn coming in any day now, and I'm pumped about that. I will obviously share when I get that yarn. And yeah, I think that's kind of it. Next week, I'm going to be helping vend at a fiber festival for Twice Sheared Sheep, and I'm so excited about that because fiber festivals, they're my place. It feels so good to be there. I can't wait to see my friends that I only see a couple times a year. But aside from that, I'm just gonna be hustling with my crochet projects as always, and just trying to get out some more content for you all. If you would like and subscribe to this video, that would be super, super helpful for me. I would love that. And you can also check out the affiliate links in the description. I work with Bad Sheep Yarn, Twice Sheared Sheep, and Knit Picks and We Crochet. So I'm gonna have those links down below, and if you want to buy me a coffee or something, that would be cool too. I currently don't make money off posting videos, but anything is helpful. Yeah, I think that's kind of it. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. It's Thursday, which is so close to the weekend, And I hope that everyone has a really just like calm, chill, possibly fun. Let's have a fun weekend, yeah? Okay. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you next time. Bye.